The cobblestone streets were slick with morning dew glistening under the first light of dawn. The village was just beginning to stir, the quiet stillness of the early morning only broken by the occasional chirping of birds. A harsh wind whipped through the town, biting at exposed skin and making the villagers pull their coats tighter around themselves. The wind carried with it the scent of the nearby fields, a reminder of the hard work that awaited them. This was Sarah's world, a tapestry of poverty and hardship woven with threads of resilience and hope. The village, though picturesque, was a place where every day was a battle for survival.
Lily, wake up, sweetheart. It's a new day, the sun is rising, and we have much to do.
She lived with her daughter Lily in a small, ramshackle house at the edge of the village. The house, though old and worn, was filled with memories and love, a testament to their enduring bond. It was a humble abode, but it was their sanctuary. The walls, though thin, held the warmth of their shared moments, the laughter, and the tears. Sarah worked tirelessly, her hands calloused from years of labor, her spirit unyielding despite the many challenges she faced. She took on any work she could find, from mending clothes to cleaning houses, all to provide for Lily. Every day was a struggle, but her love for Lily fueled her. It was this love that gave her the strength to keep going, to face each new day with determination and hope.
I know it's not much, but we'll make do. We always do. Remember, it's not what we have, but who we have that matters.
She would wake before the sun, her heart heavy with the weight of their circumstances, yet she never let despair take hold. Each morning she would prepare for the day ahead, her mind focused on the tasks at hand. Yet, a smile always touched her lips when she looked upon Lily's sleeping face. In those quiet moments, she found solace and strength, knowing that her efforts were not in vain. Lily was her everything, the reason she fought so hard to build a life, however meager, filled with love. Their bond was unbreakable, forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by their shared experiences. Their meals were simple, often consisting of stale bread and watery soup. Yet they shared these meals with gratitude, finding joy in each other's company. But Sarah made sure that Lily never went to bed hungry. She would often go without so that her daughter could have enough, her selflessness a testament to her unwavering love.
Eat up, darling. You need your strength. Tomorrow is another day, and we must be ready for whatever it brings.
She would sing to her, her voice hoarse but filled with tenderness, lulling her to sleep. These lullabies were a comfort, a reminder of the love that surrounded them even in the darkest of times. In those quiet moments, surrounded by the darkness of their tiny home, their love burned bright, a beacon against the harsh realities of their world. The flickering candlelight cast shadows on the walls, but in their hearts, there was only light. The townspeople, hardened by their own struggles, often looked upon Sarah and Lily with pity. They saw a mother and daughter fighting against the odds, and while they offered sympathy, they could do little to help. But Sarah paid them no mind. She had her daughter, her love, and that was all that mattered. She knew that their strength came from within, from the bond they shared and the love that sustained them. She would face each day with her head held high, her heart filled with a fierce determination to shield Lily from the worst of their world. No matter how hard life became, she was resolved to protect her daughter and give her a future filled with hope and possibility. Together, they walked hand in hand, their steps in sync, their hearts beating as one. They were a team, a unit, bound by love and an unbreakable spirit. In each other, they found the strength to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And in those rare moments of joy, when laughter filled their home, the weight of their struggles seemed to lift, if only for a little while. These moments were precious, a reminder that even in the midst of hardship, there was still room for happiness. As the sun set over the village, casting a warm glow over the cobblestone streets, Sarah and Lily would sit together, watching the world around them. In those moments, they found peace, a quiet assurance that as long as they had each other, they could face anything. Sarah would tuck Lily into bed, her heart swelling with love and pride. She would whisper words of comfort and hope, promising that no matter what, they would always have each other. And as she looked out the window, her gaze fixed on the horizon, she felt a renewed sense of determination. The road ahead was long and fraught with challenges, but she knew that with love as their guide, they would find their way. In the embrace of her daughter, Sarah found the strength to keep going. Their love was a fortress, a shield against the harshness of the world. Together, they would face whatever came their way, their hearts intertwined, their spirits unbroken. The first rays of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and orange, casting a serene glow over the quiet village. The colors blended seamlessly, creating a masterpiece that heralded the start of a new day. It was a new day, a chance to fight, to hope, to love. The morning light filled the rustic home, bringing with it a sense of renewal and possibility. Sarah rose from her slumber, her movements stiff from exhaustion. The weight of countless sleepless nights and endless worries bore down on her, but she pushed through, driven by an unyielding sense of duty. She glanced at Lily, still sound asleep, her chest rising and falling rhythmically. The sight of her daughter's peaceful slumber brought a fleeting moment of solace to Sarah's weary heart.
Sleep well, my little angel. Sarah whispered these words every night, a ritual that gave her strength and reminded her of the love that fueled her every action.
Quietly, Sarah slipped out of bed and began preparing their meager breakfast. The kitchen was dimly lit, the early morning shadows dancing on the walls as she moved with practiced efficiency. The air was thick with the smell of damp wood and the faint aroma of yesterday's soup. The familiar scents were a constant reminder of their humble existence. It wasn't much, but it would have to do. The simple meal laid out on the wooden table was a testament to Sarah's resourcefulness and determination to provide for her daughter. Sarah would have given anything to provide Lily with a proper meal, but fate had dealt them a different hand. She often found herself lost in thought, reflecting on the life they led and the sacrifices she made daily.
Here you go, Lily. Eat up before we head out. Sarah's voice was gentle yet firm, a blend of nurturing care and the urgency of their daily routine.
After breakfast, Sarah would walk Lily to the small schoolhouse on the outskirts of the village. The path was familiar, each step a part of their daily journey. The journey was long and arduous, but Sarah never complained. The dirt path stretched out before them, a symbol of the challenges they faced and the resilience they embodied. She cherished these moments, holding Lily's hand tightly as they walked, sharing stories and laughter. Each shared story was a thread that wove their bond tighter, each laugh a spark that lit up their world. Lily's laughter was her reward, a melody that warmed her soul. It was a sound that made the hardships bearable, a reminder of the joy that still existed in their lives. Later, Sarah would work in the fields, her back bent under the unforgiving sun. The labor was grueling, each task a test of her endurance and willpower. The work was backbreaking, but she persisted. Each day in the fields was a battle against fatigue and pain, but Sarah's resolve never wavered. Every muscle ache, every bead of sweat was a testament to her unwavering love for her daughter. The physical toll was immense, but it was a price she was willing to pay for Lily's future. Each evening, as the sun began its descent, she would return home, her body weary, her spirit unbroken. The journey back was a time for reflection, a moment to gather her strength for the days ahead. At home, Sarah and Lily would share a tender embrace, a silent promise of love and protection. These moments of closeness were the anchors that kept them grounded amidst the storms of life. As night fell, Sarah would often find herself gazing at the stars, reflecting on the life they led and the dreams she held for Lily. The night sky was a canvas of hope, each star a beacon of possibility. Watching Lily sleep, Sarah felt a profound sense of purpose. Her daughter's peaceful slumber was a reminder of why she endured, why she fought, and why she loved with such fierce intensity. As she lay down to rest, Sarah's mind was already on the next day. The challenges were many, but her determination was unwavering. She knew that with each dawn, she would rise again, ready to embrace the day and continue her journey of sacrifice and love. The rain fell in sheets, blurring the world into a canvas of gray. Sarah hurried along the muddy road, her heart pounding in her chest. She had received word that Lily had fallen ill at school. Fear clawed at her insides, urging her forward.
Please, let her be okay. I have to get to her.
A horse-drawn cart rumbled towards her, its driver struggling to control the frightened animal. The cart veered dangerously close to Sarah, its wheels spitting mud and water. Sarah stumbled back, her foot slipping on the slick cobblestones. A scream caught in her throat as the cart slammed into her, the impact tossing her like a rag doll. The world spun, a dizzying kaleidoscope of pain and fear. Then everything went dark. The driver, shaken but unharmed, rushed to the nearby village for help. But it was too late. Sarah, her body broken, her lifeblood seeping into the mud, was gone. Her last thoughts were of Lily, her precious daughter, alone and frightened. News of Sarah's tragic demise spread through the village like wildfire. The once peaceful and serene village was now shrouded in a cloud of sorrow and whispers. Every corner, every street, and every house seemed to echo the tragic news, as if the very soul of the village was mourning the loss. Whispers followed Lily, the poor orphan, as she was led away from the only home she had ever known. The villagers, though sympathetic, couldn't help but feel a sense of helplessness. They watched as the young girl with her tear-streaked face and trembling hands was taken away, her future uncertain and bleak. The townspeople, their faces etched with pity and a strange sense of relief, watched her go. They had always known Sarah as a kind and loving mother, but her sudden death had left them all in shock. The relief came from the knowledge that Lily would be taken care of, but the pity was for the harsh reality that awaited her. The local church, a crumbling edifice with stained glass windows that whispered of forgotten saints, took it upon themselves to arrange Sarah's burial. The church, once a beacon of hope and faith, now stood as a silent witness to the village's collective grief. The stained glass windows depicting scenes of divine grace seemed to weep in the soft light of the setting sun. It was a modest affair, attended by a handful of villagers and Father Michael, a kind but weary priest who had borne witness to too much suffering. The funeral was simple, yet heartfelt, with the villagers coming together to pay their last respects. Father Michael, with his gentle voice and compassionate eyes, spoke of Sarah's kindness and the love she had for her daughter. Lily, her eyes red-rimmed and swollen from crying, stood silently at the graveside. The weight of her loss was almost too much for her young heart to bear. She felt a deep, aching void that no words could ever fill. The sight of her mother's grave, a stark reminder of her new reality, left her feeling more alone than ever. She clutched a small, wilted flower, a final tribute to the woman who had loved her more than life itself. The flower, though withered, symbolized the enduring love and bond she shared with her mother. It was a small gesture, but one that held immense meaning for the grieving child. As the earth rained down on her mother's coffin, Lily felt a piece of her own heart being buried alongside. Each shovelful of soil seemed to deepen her sorrow, as if the very ground was swallowing her last connection to her mother. The sound of the earth hitting the coffin was a haunting reminder of the finality of death. With no relatives to speak of, Lily became the ward of the church. Father Michael, though kind-hearted, knew that the church's resources were limited. He hoped that the orphanage would provide Lily with the care and support she needed, but he couldn't shake the feeling of dread that gnawed at his heart. She was taken to the village orphanage, a bleak and unforgiving place run by a stern-faced woman named Sister Agnes. The orphanage, with its cold stone walls and strict rules, was a far cry from the warmth and love Lily had known. Sister Agnes, though well-meaning, was a strict disciplinarian who believed in order and obedience above all else. Life at the orphanage was harsh and regimented. The children were expected to follow a strict schedule, with little room for play or joy. The days were long and filled with chores, and the nights were cold and lonely. For Lily, the orphanage felt like a prison, a place where her spirit was slowly being crushed. Lily, once a bright and cheerful child, retreated into herself, haunted by the memory of her mother's love and the cruel twist of fate that had taken her away. She spent her days staring out the window, longing for the life she had lost. The other children, though kind, couldn't understand the depth of her pain. Lily's once vibrant spirit was now a shadow of its former self, lost in the darkness of her grief.